shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, bitch! Magnet! Oh!
地球の心と物質
Frankie, tell them how the boys out there had to bag a girl.
Yo, so they went out there and they went to the bar, right? Everybody's of age, nobody's underage. That's the most important part when you go to a bar. You go into the bar, you make sure everybody's of age, because that's a big problem. First of all, just for starters, that advice can save your life. Everybody, you know, somebody out there right now. I'm talking like Trump right now with the hands, because that's what invokes ideas. You know, but he doesn't check for underage when he walks to a bar. He doesn't have to. He's the president.
You know, you can do a lot as president.
So he went up, right? He went up into the bar and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And the girl didn't hear him, so he had to be like, "No, hey, what's up?" And she turned around. She was like, "Hey." And for some reason, he was like, "Why do we got the same voice?" She was like, "I don't know." And they just started making out. And yeah, man, that's how you pick up a girl at a bar.
I was really hoping you were gonna fucking. But you know, after you pick up that girl, you know, afterwards you fucking get some food. Afterwards,
you get some food.
You know,
hell yeah. But then you gotta get rid of the trash, because you don't want trash in your house, in your car. Yeah. So then you gotta crumple up the plastic bag, throw that shit in the garbage.
And then when she's like,
"What are you doing, step bro?"
You gotta hit it with the.
And for those just listening, you should really look at the video for that.
That plastic bag is loud as fuck.
Shout out to that dude with the plastic bag for in the Regal Theater.
Yo, bro, that's the whole movie. I was watching Bruce Lee and some motherfucker for the last 10 final minutes. One of the most exciting minutes. All you heard, I swear to God, was. And I hear fucking plastic bag. I'm like, what could you possibly get from your bag? How many bags did you put your bag in? Mad as hell, bro.
That was like in SpongeBob when they got like the bag for the chocolate bars and they get a new bag, then they can't find the fucking chocolate bar. That dude was just digging bag through bag through bag, just trying to find his fucking candy, man.
Christmas is coming up.
Christmas.
And I think about the gifts where you put a box and a box and a box. Those shits are mad funny. Unless
Annoying
the gift,
as fuck though.
Yeah. And then if the gift within is just really shitty, it's not worth it at all.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably lose a friend over that. I didn't
You should someone should engage that way. Do you think that would like go off well? It's like
I don't know if you've seen the video of some guy faking a hijacking to propose.
Oh my God.
The wife is driving on the road and then a van pulls up right in front of her and they literally go to the back of her car and start smashing her windows for real. And they like actually start hijacking her. And then the guy gets out the bag with flowers. Like the chill guy is just and she's so in shock because he proposes. And she's so in shock, she's just like and then at the end, like he goes up to her, like grabs her, and she's like and you just watch the video like, what the fuck am I feeling?
That's fucking insane. Why would you think that was gonna go well? Like, what the fuck?
I gotta show you the video, man. It's so fucking funny.
Nah, I do have like a more like a wholehearted version of that. Okay. Because and I saw this in person actually. It was at a concert where I saw a couple get engaged one day.
Nice.
And it was at Pier 17 on the rooftop, and fucking it was for Pup.
Nice.
And like there was a big old pit ready for Pup to go, and then I see everyone going crazy like in the pit, but like they're kind of taking a break. They're not playing at that moment. So I was kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Fucking losers.
And then I look over, and then this dude is on one knee proposing to his girl in the middle of like the circle pit. Yeah. And like I was like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
And then everyone in the crowd was trying to get the band's attention.
Yeah.
And the band was starting their next song.
They were like, yo, we don't care.
They started like the first 4 chords, but then they noticed, and then they were like, oh shit, oh fuck, and they took a second and like, well, congratulations guys, like, you know, nice. Like now you guys can say that you guys are the fucking losers that got engaged at a pub show.
It's like the guy who ate McDonald's all the time. He proposed to his wife at the McDonald's. And there's another one I was just thinking of. Oh, did you see the one in Disneyland where the guy proposed, but then the employee he came up. He was like, no, you can't propose here. And he took the ring out of his mouth. And he was a little like, he was a little bitch about it.
I did not see that. That's crazy.
It's crazy. Like it's a beautiful moment. And obviously, you already paid so much money to be in Disneyland, and he's proposing. I guess he wanted the castle in the background or some shit. And like as soon as he like goes down, the Disney employee like swiftly runs up, takes it out his hand,
Paul Blart.
and he's like, no.
No.
Will you marry me? The guy's a special ed. He's not slow mo. Please marry me. Everybody's like, oh God, bro, this is a weird situation.
Finally gets there. It's like, no.
Yeah, but he was a little asshole for that, man. It was like, don't take your job too serious. You know what I mean? Even though I heard the Disney rules are kind of crazy. You heard about that?
I mean, yeah, dude, it's fucking
Weird,
it's
right?
a ho.
No.
You can't get married in Disneyland. Not on my watch. Ho.
Don't get married in Disneyland, bitch.
Take that shit back to Universal.
Well, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the fucking show. Let's shout out to Link, who's fucking lying
This
right
dude's
here.
been slumped all fucking day.
Vicodin.
Vicodin.
Vicodog.
But what we are back on this show that we do every time that we do it.
Yeah.
We are talking about what's going on in the earth.
In our minds.
And that's why it matters.
This is Earth, Mind, and Matter. I'm Frankie.
I'm Javi.
This is a beer. This is a beer. That's also a beer. We haven't drank on the show in a bit, but it's November.
You know, I think actually, if I remember, 2 episodes ago was the episode of Anthony. So that was the last time we drank on the show. So, but in terms of filming time, that was like end of summer.
Yeah,
we're now getting to the holidays.
It's cold as fuck.
This week is Thanksgiving.
It is Thanksgiving this week.
You know, I just want to take a second to say I'm very thankful for this beer brought to you by Lagunitas.
The legendary India Pale Ale. You know how they make this shit? India Pale Ale?
No,
they put their hands in it and they run it through their hands and everything.
Bruh, I fucking hate you, dude.
They put it to the can.
God damn it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I hate you, god damn it.
Those India videos are gross. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, I feel like they purposely make their stations the most disgusting. God damn, bro. What
Just
the hell?
rolling with it.
Oh my God, man. But I love halal food. I don't think that's Indian at all, but it's still so good.
Well, it's pretty slapping.
I had Indian food the other day with Anthony.
Mm.
I had some shit.
I'm guessing he picked the spot.
Yeah, it's called cardamom, I think, in Sunnyside or some shit like that, or cardamom, whatever. It's a spice. It was
I
good.
think that's a Pokemon.
Yeah. We went inside of Pokemon's anal cavity.
You just walked in. Someone's like, "Hey, you looked at me funny. Let's battle."
Yeah, that's basically what happened. We got all exhausted.
You guys came out the restaurant and just like, whew.
Basically.
Oh man, I will seriously take a second to just say that since we are back, it is Thanksgiving and this is unprompted.
It is unprompted.
It is unprompted.
Yeah.
This is not scripted.
Not at all.
Earth, Mind, and Matter has never been scripted.
It's actually the least scripted show.
We just kind of wing it half the time.
If it happens, it happens.
You know, if it comes out, it comes out. But seriously, you know, it's we're going to the new year. Thank you so much to all you guys that
Thank you
stuck
very
around
much
with us. We are going to be coming up on about 3 or 4 years of doing this show now.
I can't even believe that. That's fucking crazy to me.
Because I think we filmed our first test episode in November of 2021.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
We were so young back then.
Honestly, though. We were just
Can't even jokingly say it. Like before, I think in the first year we would have been like, we were so young back then. Now we're like getting a little older, a little more pathetic. And like, we're getting a little.
Oh my God, I'm getting so fucking old, man.
Fucking hate this.
I fucking hate it.
We're gonna give it to you anyway, bitches. Fuck out of here. We could be 35.
I don't care if you didn't ask for it. We're doing it
Yeah,
anyway.
We could care less. You still doing your show? Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I am still doing that thing.
Bitch. Are you doing your show or nah, ho? I've looked at the camera more than I've looked at this camera ever.
He's talking to you,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I keep looking like side glass. I'm not even directly turning my neck. You know, I'm just. You don't deserve the neck turn, only the side glance. You know, I got you.
You know, I appreciate that. Man.
I
I
got
just gotta hit you with the
Chill guy memes now a thing.
chill guy.
It's now a thing. Shit could change like the seasons, bro. Shit. Memes really do fucking sum up like the years. Like I think if you put like a time span of someone's life, right, and just pin mark it with memes, like people will actually be able to tell, like, oh yeah, that was 2024. Oh, that was COVID.
I think it was 2019 or 2020 where there was literally like a meme for like every month of the year.
That's awesome.
And like someone by the end of the year made almost like a horoscope out of it, where it was like, what meme are you out of this year?
I see
Because
that.
it was like a consistent thing where there was just trending once a month.
Memes are never gonna stop. Memes have always been a thing. Hieroglyphics were memes,
I
right?
mean, like,
To some extent, I
Well-
guess so. If there was like a jester,
yeah, a fucking jester just memeing around.
jesters like medieval Renaissance. Hieroglyphics,
I'll
like
play with these fucking balls, or I can play with your balls.
honka honka.
Oh.
Hey, we don't got time for that shit, bro. There's literally jaguars everywhere.
Yo, shout out to Jaguar though. They just changed their logo.
To just text,
Yeah, to just a
shit
simple
is
plain old
whack.
stripper text.
we should just change our logo to hieroglyphics.
hieroglyphics to a meme. To a meme.
That's all you need is a good logo, bro. Look at Nike, bro. Nike logo kind of sucks, low key.
I mean,
it's all a swoosh.
When you look at that shit and it's just like,
Yeah.
you know what it is.
You can
like,
sneeze a swoosh. That's how simple the Nike logo
Like
is.
you can
know?
do it. Like I feel like it's almost sublime, where like when you do a check mark,
Yeah.
like you almost just see like the Nike symbol immediately, and it's like,
Oh, I
it-
got Nike on right now. Oh, it's Jordan's Nike. So
you know, at the end of the day, it's always been Nike.
si es bueno es Goya. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah,
Or
Goya.
Is Goya something? It has to be good if it's Goya or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
When you land in Puerto Rico, there's a grass patch of Goya. You ever been to Puerto Rico?
No, I haven't.
You gotta go to
actually.
Puerto Rico, bro. It's cool. It's cool over there.
it's
A lot of
cool,
cool
it's
stuff. There's
I-
like Spanish people. It's a bunch of garbage everywhere, apparently.
I love Angel's breakdown of Puerto Rico, where he said it's basically just the Bronx.
I've never heard that in my whole life.
Yo,
It's
that
crazy
shit
because it sounds like
kills me.
the comedians take on the Puerto Rico. It's garbage. I see no difference.
All our Bronx listeners are like, they're not chill guy anymore.
But some of them are chill guys that can take a joke.
God damn it. We've only taken just few sips of these beers,
Yeah, we
folks.
just- Anthony pops out the couch. Please watch the Anthony episode. You'll understand what we're trying to say.
Yeah, Anthony, great guy.
Yeah. What's it called? I was gonna ask when it comes today, but I just didn't come around to it. But it was late last minute too and everything. I got a fucking burp so bad.
I see you just like
It's in
trying to
there.
just like get it like
Jesus Christ. I haven't had a beer in a while.
like what is it's like you're constipated through your mouth.
It's like I was gonna say diarrhea makes no sense. All right, anyway. All right, look, we're in the news episode, right?
On the news,
That's the
baby.
news episode, right? And I had my news set up in a certain way, like always. I think I've nailed it down a little, right?
Okay.
So I got
okay.
some quickies, right? I got some
Ooh.
quickies. These burps are fucking me.
Oh,
Okay, but I got a quick one right now, right?
gotcha.
Off the rib, I'm sure you heard about this. Mark Wahlberg, his new restaurant.
I haven't.
Set aflame. It's set aflame.
What the fuck?
He got so nobody died, nobody got injured or anything. But he has a restaurant called I didn't write the fucking name of the restaurant down. God damn it.
It's called Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
It's
Yeah,
called
that's their bar,
I should have been on that plane.
right? I would have stopped if I was on that plane. I would have hit him with the good vibrations.
What a crazy thing to say. Marky Mark. I don't even know how the song goes. I forget. It's
Just feel
called
the good vibrations.
It's called Fletcher Cantina. It's Mexican.
You know,
Yeah.
man, what is it with white people trying to cook Mexican food?
He's from Boston, you know. I
Yeah.
fucking don't know how to do a Boston accent.
You don't know how to fucking do a Boston accent, kid.
That's a squeaky.
Don't be fucking coming at me and talking shit about Boston, kid.
Park the car. I know
Yeah,
that.
you gotta park the car by Harvard Yard.
Yeah, park the car in Harvard Yard, Boston. Right?
There you go. There's your
It's
accent,
not like
kid.
Boston people just are trying to talk all the time.
Well, of course we're trying to talk all the time. What the fuck you trying to fucking say about Boston, kid?
That's pretty good.
Let me get a bagel with schmear.
Senor. That's the best I can do. That's a Mexican Boston guy. It's a Mexican that arrived at Boston.
Dude, I think the funniest thing I saw in Boston is like some of their buildings there are so fucking old.
Oh, Boston is just recycled.
And I just love how like some buildings like are the most plainest like establishments, but
Yeah, it's a
look like fucking
sandcastle.
castles. Like a GameStop looking like a fucking castle.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty fucking like you hear Paul Revere's ting, 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 ting.
Paul Roosevelt's coming down. He's like, there are deals coming. There are deals coming.
Shut up, Paul. You said Paul Roosevelt, which is pretty funny. I forgot about that. You're right. All the buildings are historic as fuck. It could be like, yo, dildos here.
Dildos here. It's right next to the aluminum. Fuck.
And but they just got real brick chimneys.
I was trying to think of armor. It's right next to the armor. Right.
Someone's downstairs shoving coal into the fireplace. We need more fucking coal, bro.
We don't have enough coal for these trade-ins.
Well, that's basically what happened to Fletcher Cantina, Mark Wahlberg's
They
restaurant.
burn it down with coal.
So before, I think the day of opening day or the day before opening day, it burned down. Crazy.
Damn, dude.
It's fucking random story, you know. I don't know what happened. Nobody died.
But we don't know how it burned down.
I think there was like a little fire inside the kitchen.
Well, obviously there was a fire, Frankie. If it fucking burned down,
I'm fucking so dumb because instead of writing down what caused the fire, literally right here after I wrote no one injured, but what the fuck, he had a restaurant. I wrote what they have on the menu. I swear to God, bro. Look right under. They got chimichurri. No, top. Oh, it's the third line or some shit.
yeah, you're ridiculous.
Right after that, it says they got braised short rib, chimichurri steak, and fajitas. Probably gonna boost business. Those are my notes.
Yeah, right. I love how you texted me the other day. It's like, yo, I'm ready for like the next 4 episodes.
And then I got fucking notes like this.
Oh shit!
That's
man.
mad funny. All right, I got another one. I got another one about burning. Actually, I didn't even realize it's the same shit.
Yo, man, you an arsonist?
Nah, dog. But this one you might have heard of. A 19-year-old burned herself to death in Walmart walk-in oven. Bro, where are you? You don't read the news?
Apparently not.
This one is kind of crazy. It's a 19-year-old girl.
I mean, yeah, I would like, yeah, it's fucking. It'd be crazy regardless. Like,
Wouldn't be that crazy if it was this 80-year-old.
I think that'd be crazy. It's like how, like, why, like,
Why you got 80-year-olds working in the Walmart?
yeah, why are 80-year-olds working in a Walmart? But that's more of a political class or shit that we can
Yeah.
bring up later.
Honestly, yeah.
I think
you know.
Jaden Smith would have a lot to say in that topic. To be
Fuck that
honest,
motherfucker. Guys, jerk off. Anyway, it happened in October 19th in Canada, right? In Canada, October 19th.
always back to Canada with you.
Her mother was worried. She didn't see her at the store. I guess her mother had worked there beforehand and got her a job and everything. So she was worried. She was like, yo, where the fuck my daughter at? And she kept calling her, right? But then she went into the oven to check, and she
God
found
damn,
her
dude.
body burned alive in the walk-in oven. It's crazy, bro.
God damn, dude.
And I didn't show you the video.
Yeah,
Something I should have prepped. But
No,
there's
I mean-
no video.
Yo, man. Walmart's like, yo, you gotta check this shit out.
You just ruin your vibe completely. Like, yo, look at this. And then the whole rest of the show, you just
Like, you're gonna be downing my Lagunitas.
it just. I don't really want to talk right now. No,
I'm sad.
sometimes you just gotta be sad. You know what I
You
mean?
know, it's okay to be a chill guy, but
Yeah.
like,
Sometimes you're a sad guy.
it's okay to be a sad boy.
Oh, that's the
sometimes.
next iteration of the meme. Sometimes I'm just a sad guy. Just, but the video shows an employee showing the walk-in oven, and like basically the fucking door is heavy as shit, right? So when you pull it out like that, you get in, you can't open it from the inside,
bruh.
So like there's nothing there. There's no emergency. There's no da da da. Once it's closed, you're locked in the inside. And
oh my god, that's actually scary as fuck.
I want to show you. I'm gonna see if I can find a video while I talk. Fuck, I'm Premiere Pro. That's happened to me so many times. What's it called? and it's funny because I found out this news a little while back, right? But it's funny because I was watching Theo Vaughn's podcast and stuff like that, and he was saying, he's like, bro, those cakes aren't even that good to have an oven like that to make, some shit like that, like, but yeah, but this is the girl. Actually, I can't find the video, but this is the girl. It's actually really sad. That's the girl right there.
Oh man,
yeah, it's not even fun news. It's pretty opposite of fun news.
No.
Yeah, so she got locked in. That shit must have sucked.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
yeah, like obviously,
like you know what? It could be worse, right? No, that was like
That's
one of the worst.
worst.
That was like one of the worst things that could happen. And
rest in peace.
Not
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And like, not even it's spoilers for The Boys, but something similar like that happens
in The Boys.
In The Boys, at some point.
That makes sense. That's very much The Boys. You know what I mean?
And like when you were bringing up the story,
maybe she was cosplaying.
Oh man. But I was just like, even when I saw that in The Boys, I was just like, damn, dude, that's rough.
I love shit like that, bro. Not in real life though. Like
keep that shit life. In the movies.
I love when you can push a limit, but it's exclusively in movies. You remember? Okay, this is not exactly at all what I'm talking about, but this is like literally nothing. What I just said relates to this. But do you remember Netflix when they came out the movie Cuties?
Oh yeah,
we talked about that's that. Not at all what I'm talking about in terms of pushing the limit. It just came up to mind right now.
But have we talked about that on the show or off the show?
We had to have talked about it on it because I remember. I don't know. It's just hard to talk about it because then you gotta look up the trailer, And I watched the trailer the other day with Beatrice.
I was like,
it said something like 700th watch. But the reason
what's up? What's up, dog? What you doing?
I thought you were gonna put up the FBI open. But I showed Beatrice and I was putting it in front of her, right? And I was like, watch this. And she was like, no, I don't want to see that.
You really wanted her to watch it.
I was like, do you think it's controversial? I was like, do you think it's controversial? She's like, I don't want to see this. I was like, I've already searched it up. I can't press. It already looks bad. I can't press play if you're not watching also. That is just wrong. And so she watched it with me and it wasn't as bad as I don't know what trailer they put out beforehand. This one, maybe it was a revamped trailer. The newer one seems more like a movie. The older one seems more like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to jail for watching this.
Yeah. I mean, like...
Because I think we watched it.
I don't think we watched it.
No, we definitely watched it. If I'm going down, you going down.
No, dog. I don't think I'm being so...
Let the record show we watched it.
Because, I remember talking about it with, Nicholas and stuff. Because, Nicholas loves to watch, a lot of YouTubers.
It's just funny because if anybody's listening, you can say you didn't watch as much as you can, but some motherfuckers gonna be like, I think I'll be watching. I think you watched it.
No, I didn't fucking watch it. I was talking about it with Nicholas around the time, and Nicholas watches a lot of YouTubers who were just shitting on the movie and this and that. And something I do know someone who had watched it, who is a girl who watched it, and they had said that they feel that movie is it encapsulates the experience of being a young woman in America, especially just growing up, how quickly sexualized women are from the get-go. That's kind of the point of the movie.
How sexualized they are, even though they're just trying to shake that ass.
Yeah, because personal experience. Yeah, I've only seen at a party. Not gonna say what party, but I seen at a party a young girl starting to twerk, and everyone is like, hey.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. I can't get with that. That's not cool with me.
So
seriously, that's not even it's one of those things where what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's so weird.
That's kind of the point of the movie. Is from what
the movie just and you're in the background I'm not cool with this.
I'm arresting you.
Let the record show I'm not cool with this.
No, I come up. I go. No.
You already the shot. Fuck. We get that Netflix money.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, but like I
Oh.
have been curious to just see like what it does portray, just based off of all the controversy about it, because I'm just so fucking curious.
I guess we could cover it, but we'd have to watch it with 2 other women.
We would need a woman to be a part.
Literally
of this.
anybody.
Like just like literally anyone else. Like
A picture of like what was the lady who made the American flag? Damn, Betsy Ross. Should have knew her name from the beginning. God damn it,
Yo,
Phil.
this fucking guy, man. He don't respect women. He doesn't want to watch cuties.
That's crazy because if I do say I respect women, they're gonna be like, I don't think you respect. It's crazy, bro. It's so
I
crazy.
love how much you got caught off guard with that.
It's crazy. You gotta be careful, bro. Because I respect and love them, and then everybody watching is like, nah, I don't think so. So co-host said he did.
I'm fucking with you. I will go. Hey, back on the record. Frankie loves and respects women.
That just
All
showed.
right. Back on the record.
They heard that. They're like, yo, he definitely doesn't love. I thought I was a little on the fence, and then Javi tried to reaffirm it pretty solidly, and that did anything but 180 me.
But you know what's a 180 after you've done a 180?
Oh, kick
360.
flip.
So we're back on track, baby.
Okay, so we all respect little girls. Do your thing. Little girl.
I mean, I respect women. I respect women.
Let's get on this topic. Stop. I don't like this.
FBI, open up!
I don't like this at all. Too risque. I didn't want to say risque. Anyway, all right, we're gonna talk about Massacre, right?
Oh, fuck.
This is 1972. Okay, so I know we do news, but I do like this. I'm reading. It's so fucking funny. I'm reading a book right now called Endangered Eating, right?
I thought you were just gonna end it with I'm reading a book.
I'm just reading a book right
This
now.
is so funny. I'm reading a book.
And the show. And the fucking show. And no, I'm reading a book called Endangered Eating, right? And it talks about basically really quick fucking thing, endangered foods, and how there's like a group that's organized to make sure these foods that are like culturally relevant, sustainable,
Okay.
blah blah blah, important to the whole world, right, is preserved so it can continue to be eaten and spread awareness, whatever. And so it starts off with dates. You know dates?
Yeah.
You ever eat a date?
I don't think I have, to be
Me
honest.
neither. I've eaten a prune. I think I've eaten dates like twice, but the whole fucking chapter, bro. I'm reading this book. I'm like, God damn, bro, I did not know there was this much shit about dates to learn. It's a really good book, but it read
You're like 3 chapters in, and it's all about fucking dates and prunes, and you're like,
I
yo,
just-
man, this shit is crazy.
this shit is wild. And I just got to sugar cane. It's crazy too.
Yeah,
Polynesians
this is
and
the
shit like
that
that.
Frankie's reading, y'all.
It's wild, bro. The shit I can tell you about sugar cane is so crazy. But I learned about
This is the
dates.
sugar cane segment with Frankie.
The dates come from the Middle East. They brought over here some motherfucker with his boy. They went to the Middle East. They want to bring him over. They tried to bring him over. They went exposed, so they went back. Oh man, it's crazy. Anyway, but that all led to the Olympics in 1972. I don't know if you heard about this, but it was the 1972 Munich Massacre.
This sounds somewhat
Familiar?
familiar.
Let me see. I think this is my longest story, and it's not too long, but I think it's so interesting because basically what she was saying in the book is that there's date festivals in Coachella, California, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because it's really a huge economic booster over there, right? But the way they used to display the festival would be because a lot of these dates come from the Middle East,
Okay.
right? That's why they praise the date in a certain way, and they use a way to represent the Middle East like they do in movies.
Gotcha.
You know, with the hi, you know, like
and
that.
Orange tint everywhere.
Yeah. But even though that's more of a way to represent it through movies than what it actually is in the Middle East.
Gotcha.
Right? But she found it odd because when she went over there to observe the festival, it was very fun. But a lot of stuff was happening in terms of like deporting people who are Muslim in the like, you know, trying to get rid of them because of that happened in like not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to get rid of them or this and that or like whatever. Like really recent, you know? And so one of the things was she brought up this was happening in 1972 basically the Olympics was happening, right? It was basically about the Israeli Olympic team and then the Palestinian militant group called Black September, right?
Right.
And so in 1972 the Olympics hasn't been in Germany since 1936, which is when Hitler was there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Fucking what, like 30, 40 years?
yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
So that was the last time the Olympics was held in Germany, right? And I think 4 years before that in Mexico, 1968, there was a big shooting 10 days before the Olympics. It was in Tlatelolco Plaza in Mexico, where the government gunned down hundreds of students.
The government? What the fuck?
That's 10 days before the Olympics in 1968 in Mexico.
And this is in a book about food.
Yeah,
yeah, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying, man. So, 4 years after the Olympics are being held in Germany, right? Less than $2 million were spent on security. The security was unarmed, inconspicuous, and non-confrontational. So they really didn't really stress security. They thought everything would be fine, right? On September 5th at 4:30 a.m., 8 Palestinians of the group Black September entered Olympic Village. Everything began on September 5th at 4:30 a.m., right? So 8 Palestinians from the group Black September entered Olympic Village, and they entered by climbing a fence. So imagine
Bruh.
nowadays, like, you know.
Was it just like a small ass fucking fence?
It was 2
like,
feet tall. They were just
like what the fuck? For the Olympics?
for
like,
yeah. So they didn't really
man.
care, and it's interesting
Clearly.
because yeah, and they disguised themselves as athletes, and they had keys to they stole some keys.
bro,
into
what in the
them.
hitman? Yo, this is crazy.
So
I don't think I have heard about this.
okay, I'm gonna tell it really smoothly. Right, I'm gonna get my shit together. Hold on, let me take a listen to the beer. Right? 'Cause I think
I'm gonna
this
tell it
is-
smoothly.
Anyway, will you marry? Okay, no. So, point and blank, Olympics in Germany, right?
Mm.
Has been a while since Hitler, so kind of a bad vibe already. And whatever.
The vibes are off.
Palestinians group, Black September, a terrorist group, sneaking in to the Israeli area of Olympic Village where all the Olympians stay, right?
Mhm.
So that's happening, right? Happens on September 5th, 4:30 a.m. They sneak in, they have keys, they disguise themselves, right? And they find 3 apartments where the Israeli team is staying, right? They find the Israeli ref and coach, and they got confronted. But they held the coach at gunpoint, and they forced them to lead like the group to the rooms, right? Now, the coach led them to the room with the wrestlers
Okay.
because he felt they would have a better chance at fighting back.
Wow.
But the group Black September
Oh wow. Got some crazy shot glasses, guys.
get that Brugal, bro.
Yeah. Oh no.
The group
Yeah, I missed abuelito for you bottle of Brugal and drink.
I do have a bottle of Brugal, guys.
it's Thanksgiving. Up to you, dog. Let's finish this story. We'll decide, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the coach led them to the room of the wrestlers because they thought the wrestlers would have a better chance to fight back.
That is smart though.
Yes, it's actually pretty smart on the spot thinking when people hold
Yeah.
guns to your face. But regardless, Black
It's a
September,
gun.
the group Black September already had a detailed map of the whole village.
Oh,
Like, they
that's
were- which is
dude.
crazy in general, right?
Wow.
So they didn't really need that, but they went to every room except the one filled with Israeli marksmen because they were like they're probably gonna shoot us back, you know. So they got all the Israelis. They put them in apartment 1. There's 3 apartments. They put them in apartment 1.
Okay.
The coach fought back and he almost grabbed a gun, but he was shot. Right, one weightlifter fought back while he was on crutches, and he was
fuck?
but he was shot and killed. And to send a message, he was left in the floor of apartment 1 in front of all the hostages to send a message.
Wow.
Right? And this is all fucking for real, you know what I mean? In a book about food.
Yeah, in a fucking book about food.
This I looked up, but she mentioned this massacre. So you know what I mean?
And,
So,
you know, it's right between the chapters about dates and prunes.
so
Next chapter, we'll be talking about celery.
oh no. Really good book called Endangered Eating by
Sarah Lohman.
I'll send you the link. Okay. So already 2 dead Israelis, 9 Israeli hostages, And the chairman of the International Olympic Committee, I really want to get his name, Avery Brundage, right? He insisted that the games continue. He said, I don't care.
What the fuck?
He didn't say I don't care, but he basically said, games going on. We got show must go on, right? And then he also refused to boycott the 1936 games in Nazi Germany.
Wow.
So it already shows a lot about who this guy is. Also, longest time he's been alive and head of the committee. But I really want to stress that name because you should know that name. And that guy's an asshole. People getting shot.
Know the name.
Remember the name. I mean, honestly, I should put the names of the people who got killed and shot. I was gonna do that. That was mad work. I'm not gonna lie to you. You could look that shit up on you. So
I mean, I'm sure it's a lot too. It's
yeah. Honestly, you're right. So all the group wanted Black September, the Palestinians. And again, this is I know a lot of shit's going on with Israel Palestine. This is not at all
connected to
this is not this is just
historical.
Something I came across that was historical that just happens to be in a time of blah blah blah. So they wanted
just a little quinky dink.
But it's relevant because what they wanted. What do you think they wanted? I know you won't guess it, but I just need to take a sip of beer.
I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like for any reason that like organizations do this shit is to kind of just send a message or like cause chaos or just like
they wanted to release 200 Palestinians that were held in Israeli prisons. So you were close.
Yeah, bitch, that's what I fucking thought, you know?
He gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you.
So they also wanted the release of Andreas Boller and Ulrich Menhoff, which is two people from the Red Army faction that were held in German prisons, right? And to escape, they demanded an airplane that would fly them to the Middle East, and all that stuff, right? But they had a planned rescue attempt, the Germans and everything. And but they had a plan, right? They were like, we're going to go do this shit. We're going to save these Israelis. But you got to remember, the Olympics is being broadcasted to 1 billion people. So they couldn't do anything. They were like, we can't save nobody.
That's an eighth of the population.
So on September 5th, the next day,
math.
I know, bro, you're smart. Oh, man. Just thought back to. So on September 5th, 10 p.m., right? There was an agreement. And Black September led the hostages to buses and helicopters. So out of Olympic Village into the transportation. And they arrived at this place I can't pronounce, but I'll try. Furstenfeldbruck, right? We could put the spelling above me.
Sounds legit.
Where an ambush was awaiting them. Right?
That's crazy.
A German ambush was. This is all real. A German ambush was awaiting the transport of the hostages from Black September group. So now the ambush was being set up without the German army because due to West Germany's post-war constitution, it forbidded them from helping civilian police. So that's even more in-depth history. So they couldn't help. They just watched. Yeah. And the police were like, fuck. So, boy, the snipers for the police, they didn't have snipers. They had assault rifles. And they placed them improperly and with adequate training, right?
Oh, my God. They just fucking put Jerry up there with an AK-47.
Yo, try your best. You can do it. They also had no radios to communicate with anybody.
Amazing.
And the assault rifles.
Do you see them?
No. All right, shoot. Also, the assault rifles, no long range scopes, no night vision. This
fuck, man.
It's all real. It's crazy how this is why I wanted to bring it up because it's news at one point, right? But it's actually really interesting. So Black September headed toward the plane filled with 17 disguised police officers, and the police officers obviously were gonna subdue them when they boarded, right? But they abandoned their post. The cops, they said nah. And the backup armored cars that was supposed to help stuck in traffic.
Bruh.
And they got there late, right?
That's how I know this story is real. They got stuck in traffic. Boy. Yo.
Oh, the deaths? Nah, forget that. Traffic? Hell yeah. So when they got into the plane, the group Black September saw through the ambush and yelled out to the comrades that they had around them and started shooting everywhere. A couple people from the group were shot and killed, and one cop died. The floodlights illuminating the airport went out because they were shot. So every now and then you heard random bursts of gunfire. Jeez. You were like, what the fuck's happening?
And it was like nighttime and stuff, right? Yeah.
So around midnight, a German official announced that all the hostages had been freed with all terrorists being killed. Everybody was happy. A little bit after, this is crazy. A terrorist tossed a hand grenade into the one of the helicopters and killed every hostage except one. So the broadcast wasn't true. They just assumed and they announced to the world or whoever's listening that everybody's safe.
Everyone's good. That's crazy.
And then a grenade just kills everyone except one person. And the craziest thing is, if I'm not mistaken, the one who survived was an American Israeli, and he survived, but then died due to smoke inhalation. And so, so another terrorist part of the group sprayed a helicopter full of more hostages and killed the last 5 of them. And so the armored cars stuck in traffic finally arrived.
Hey, we made it, guy.
Pretty much, bro. We're here. So they arrived.
Is it done?
All right. So they finally arrived, and at the same time, a gunman ran straight at one of the snipers and got shot and killed. So the snipers is there, the cars arrived, but a gunman, I guess from the group, ran towards the sniper, was killed. But that it's so dark, and that gunshot confused everybody. So the armored cars people started to shoot the snipers.
Oh my god, dude! Jesus
And they-
fucking Christ!
And they seriously injured a police officer that was shooting at the terrorist. And eventually 3 Israelis, I think I meant Palestinians. I think 3 Palestinians were captured and everything's finally over. So I think 3 Palestinians from the group were whatever. The next month, 2 Black September members hijacked a plane and rescued the final captured members. So everybody that was part of the group that held everybody hostage, they were jailed, but then were rescued.
That's crazy.
From the same group and then flown to safety and greeted as heroes. So
and then they ran for president.
Is that not a crazy story, bro?
That's pretty wild.
Is that not something someone would have to actually write down?
I can't wait for the movie adaptation of this. That shit's gonna slap.
It's gonna be called A Mess.
A Martin Scorsese film. A Mess. Coming out this summer.
I'll watch that shit. That's a good little, you know how they have ad-libs for music?
Yeah.
They have the little, when they have post, or in the beginning of a movie, a little drop falls in the lake, and then it's just like, bloop, ba-na-na-na. I'd watch that shit. It's kind of fire.
It's like that, the first frame pops up, and you're like, fuck yes, give me more of this, let's go.
But yeah, I think, anyway, I just think that story is so crazy, and I think, with what is it, the SEC, whatever, no, the whole thing that captures the words.
SEO.
I think with the SEO, we're gonna put Israel Palestine in there and all blah and this and that, and we're just gonna get some views.
But at the end of the day, guys, we're just chill guys.
We're just chill motherfuckers trying to talk about news. We're just history. No, but it's actually really insane. It also goes to show how long this has been happening.
Yeah.
And how serious it is, in terms of the limits. Although the lengths they'll go just to fucking, but they did it for good. I mean, I guess I don't want to say good or bad reason. They did it to free other Palestinians. 200 is a lot of Palestinians to be captured.
Yeah.
I don't have a side on that shit. I don't care. I do care, but I don't. Anything you say, I just move on. Let the record show.
Frankie respects women. Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I was gonna say that I always do appreciate when you bring these historical stories on and stuff, because I generally talk about a lot of tech stuff and way recent things that come out pretty immediately, and you do that with your quickies, but I like it when we do these little historical dives sometimes. It's cool.
Man, it's
because
and coming from someone who hated history in school, I fucking hated history. I was like,
so did I hated history, dude.
I would listen. I'm like, yo, why do I care about that shit? And even then, this story really drives you nowhere except makes me sound smarter in conversations about Israel. Like, I can
Did
be
you
like,
know about the Munich Massacre?
Yeah, like, let me inform you actually, because I actually brought her
Let
today.
me inform you, my dear esteemed colleague.
I brought her up today to rehearse for this, so I brought it to my coworkers. We're talking about politics, and I was like, "Did you guys know?"
And they were like, "No, I haven't." You're like,
"Hold on.
"Yes."
"Fuck yeah!"
Can't wait to fuck it.
But now that I do it, on my way to the podcast, I can hit it with one of these.
And here's my resume, bitch.
But no, I think it's incredibly interesting and it's fucking crazy, bro. I even know I learned about some the book I told you how the presidents got assassinated and shit like that, like even things like that. But I think when little spurts, history can be my bad. I think in little spurts, history can be really fucking dumb. I also think Shane Gillis is a very clever guy for also using historical stories and like input to his material as a comedian. But him, I mean, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
No, I mean,
yeah.
I think overall, like you said, because I feel like we do need to emphasize that this has no connection to
seriously
stuff that's
no
going
connection.
on now.
Yeah, it's just a coincidence. I was reading a book about fruit.
he was reading a book about fruit.
Let's
y'all.
put the page up right here. I'm gonna show you the page and the thing so you can, all right, and I'll send you so you can seriously like. God, man, people are so fucking upset these days. You know, get me tight, Holly. Get me so fucking tight. You know, like, yeah, be passionate.
Oh, he's
shit.
got the drink in him. He's got the drink in him.
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption, and you know how they have crazy motherfuckers all over the road, just like, hey, man, like, you know. So I've been playing Red Dead Redemption, and shout out to Ralph Barbosa who will not listen to this. But I listened to this shit, and he's saying he was playing Red Dead Redemption, which made me want to play it again. And he was saying
He influenced you.
Oh, D. And he was saying how he's like, it's just funny about it. He just explains what you do, how there's honor and this and that, dishonor. And I was like, oh, shit, I want to play. But I was like, let me play, but let me make every decision opposite of what I would do.
Okay.
You know? So I know there's a
Spice it up.
Spice it up a little bit, you know? a little. And then, so you know you come across a guy who fought for the North, if I'm not mistaken. Or the South, I mean, the South in the Civil War. Yeah. And he's a pretty chill guy, but he's kind of lonely and shit. Yeah. That was unintentional. Let's try to get a chill guy with a Confederate. There's gotta be one already. Yeah, he's pretty chill. He just wants a friend and some money. That's fucking so funny. He's like, yo, I just want a friend. You're like, oh, fuck. Never mind.
Just want a white friend.
So I didn't shoot him, right? I just gave him some money and walked away. And then, not for any reason. I just, you know, I just couldn't do it. I feel kind of bad, kind of cool, you know? And then I went into the bar. Just shows how far chill can take you. You could be a Confederate racist. But if you know, just no, I'm kidding. But then I walked to the bar, and then this guy in a fur coat was just chatting about, yeah, I killed these 10 Redskins, and I didn't care, man. I took them, and then just, I just
So anyways, I just started blasting.
And I was just like, what got into me? No, I'm kidding. Of course, no, it doesn't matter at all. But it's so interesting, you know what I mean? Like, I no idea what I'm talking about. I think I just want to talk about Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, no. I mean, I knew. Oh my god, I'm remembering this right now.
What's up?
So I've been really like people watching a lot recently, and this does kind of relate to like Red Dead and stuff, with just kind of like the atmosphere and like the people and stuff like that. Because I was recently asked like, where do I get like my inspiration for writing stuff sometimes? And I told him, dude, straight up, like living here in the city, I get a lot of inspiration because it's like you're constantly overhearing and seeing the weirdest shit every fucking day. And so I had but I had seen something on the train recently on my way to work one morning, and I saw it and I was like, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast. Fucking like, it just goes to show the lengths people will go to kill time. Oh yeah, because like, you know, the fuck was
the fuck? Who got a message on what?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, I fucking Like, you know, I was in the tunnel between.
I've been
Queens-
looking at this guy look at me the whole time. This is the
Just
next
mean
story.
mugging.
Continue though. What you saying?
But fucking yeah, like it. I was on the train on my way to work. We were in the tunnel between Queens and Manhattan,
Okay.
and that's like a solid like 3 minutes or so that you're in the train.
It's
like,
true.
No service.
Nothing.
And I see this guy take out his phone and he takes out Spotify
Mhm.
and he starts scrolling through his playlist, all gray because
Yeah.
we don't have any service.
Exactly.
He's scrolling through,
Download
scrolling.
nothing, right?
He's just scrolling nothing. He
Scrolling,
finally
scrolling.
finds something that he can play,
Scroll
and he
fast.
clicks on a gray option and puts his phone away. And I was like, "What?"
I truly think we get social pressure on the phones, right? I think when I'm on the subway and someone sits next to me, I don't use my phone as much as I would, you know? Like I wouldn't like even if I'm listening to a song or something or just watching a funny video, like when somebody gets next to me. I remember this guy on the train. It just could be me, but I'm on the train and I'm watching some funny video. Some guy comes next to me. I'm like, man, what the fuck are you doing so close to me, bro? Like, get the fuck away from me, bro. I'm just trying to watch this fucking video about some dog or something like that.
But drinking and smoking.
And you just standing here like, and it's like I get even if you're standing next to me. Some people have no shame. Some people just watch this shit. I don't give a fuck who
Yeah,
sees
they're
it.
like, yo.
And I respect that, you know. That too.
You got gains.
But I'm just watching my shit. I'm like, I don't want you watching what I watch, what I think is funny. Not that I don't care, because I think it's funny. But you just don't have to look my direction. You know?
No,
I don't know.
that happened. And then on my way back home one day from work,
Yeah.
I, just smoked a bowl. I got out of work, got
Yeah.
on the train. So, still got like a little bit of cough in me since I just smoked. And so I'm sitting there, and then the next stop comes on. Guy pulls up. It's like sort of an empty train. Guy pulls up. He's got an N95 mask on. He sits like on the same bench as me, but like a few like seats away from
Then
me.
you pull your bow and just blow in his face.
And I sit
Protect
there.
that.
Protect that. But I sit there and I just kind of go like, and then this dude straight up just goes, and like gets up and walks down the cart to go sit elsewhere.
That's actually really funny.
And I was like, and then there was like a girl sitting across from me, and we just kind of looked at each other, and we were like, "The fuck was that about?"
That's
like,
really fucking funny.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Get you
man?"
one of these?
Yeah, like he threw his arm up, dude. Like that wasn't even an exaggeration. Like motherfucker really was like, "Yo, man, this motherfucker really,
Really just
coughed
coughed,
on the
bro.
train.
Really just cough.
You did a fucking human function."
Yo, that's so funny you mentioned that. First of all, that's so funny. I can't even. You know when you're laughing so hard, you don't even laugh. Like that's. I hate when people do this shit.
Whoa.
I hate when people do this. I know I do it a lot though, but people
I'm
are
dead.
like, "That's so funny." You're like, "It wasn't." You laugh. You're like, "No, you don't understand how fun." Like honestly, right now, that's in hindsight when I think about
That was hilarious.
That was the funniest thing I ever heard in my whole fucking life. Seriously. Then you just
Pink
like-
rag.
That's gonna hurt people's ears.
Didn't hurt mine, so you'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta say that was the funniest shit in the world because I just it's the funniest
Yeah,
reaction.
man. And I got
It's like, yo, you're on the dirtiest train in the dirtiest city, and the seats are covered in just the worst bacteria. You probably got cancer on your ankles. And somebody just goes, just like, there it goes.
here we go.
Malaria and shit.
I got two more for you. This happened on the same day. Walking down the street, fucking going to a bar.
Watch it be like, and all this took place during COVID. And then it's like, oh.
Ooh. No, but I was walking down the street and on my way to a bar,
Yeah.
and I had passed another bar.
Yeah.
And outside of this bar, there were these two girls sitting outside, and one of them deadass told the other one, "Yeah, I would consider myself pretty adventurous now. Like, yeah, I would do like anything. Like, yeah, I'll eat rice and beans now." And I was like, I literally almost stopped in my tracks, but I was just like, what the fuck?
Hit her with the.
I was
That's-
like, that's
that's
what you
insane.
consider adventurous now? Eating rice
That's
and
insane.
beans?
I would have ended the friendship right there. I'd be like, Stacy, we can't do this anymore. I don't even know what you mean by anything anymore. If you think adventurous
You are a traitor to society.
I think I'm
But-
brave now. I ate fucking spinach. You're like, nah.
Fucking Popeye over here.
You're talking to a Marine. You think eating rice and beans is adventurous? I guess, though. You know what? You've heard of those, what is it? The people who have, like, eating phobias. It's called, like, my aphid journey.
My ass.
Don't do it to me. I mean, that's so fucking funny, but yeah. That's so funny. Hold on, it's called Aphid Journey. Yeah. So there's a little girl who does it. My bad about the noise, by the way. She anyway, it's basically like when you're scared of certain textures of food or like certain whatever.
Okay.
It's bullshit. I think so. There's a little cute girl that does it though. Like she'll eat like a persimmon, and she'll be like, I've never had this before. She's like -7 years old. she's like, I've never had this before. I'm gonna try it. And then she tastes it, and she's like, what? And her eyes start watering, and then she's like. And then she tastes it again. She's like, it's not that bad.
What the fuck?
And she's like, I give it a 6 out of 10. Would eat it again. Join me on my aphid journey. You know, blah, blah, blah. It's a surreal. And I watch these videos like.
After that one, drinking and smoking. After that one, watching the lights turn off.
Yeah, bro. I think it's so bad for my brain. Like, when you hear it out loud. Like, this is what you watch on your days off? Yes.
That's what I do on my time off. That's what I do any breathing moment I have to myself.
19-year-old dies of warmer. Persimmon adventures, rice and beans.
Now let me crack open this book, Dates and Prunes Massacre.
It's real Palestine. What information am I taking? All right, what was the third one?
Last thing I got for you. That same day, I get to the bar. And I overheard one of the worst first dates ever.
Oof.
Like,
how old were they? You think so? Younger?
They were like older. Like they were like, I would say in their 30s.
Were they white?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's all making sense.
It's all coming together.
But the girl asks this dude at some point. She's like, "Oh, so like, what kind of movies are you into?" The guy tells her, "Oh, you know, I'm like really into like sci-fi and like action adventure movies. Like, you know, I love Star Wars. Like, you know, I'm not really into like dramas or anything. Like, you know." I wouldn't watch like The Notebook or anything. And he just goes on. He's like, yeah, like, you know, is The Notebook a good movie? Sure. Am I ever going to watch it? No. It's just, you know, it's just not my vibe.
It's like, yo, you should have stopped.
And she's like, she kind of gives him a back and forth about that and finally says to him at some point, like, oh, so like, why, you just don't like to feel your emotions?
Oof.
And he was just like,
Oof.
no, it's just, you know, I just don't really sign up for that, you know? Like, when I go to the movies, I kind of just want to escape. And,
Ooh, okay. That's a fire answer.
Boy,
you gotta give it to him a little bit on that.
Boy,
that
no. I thought that shit was ass. I was like, escape? Does your life suck that much?
Escape's a bad word.
Escape into Star Wars? Like, yep, this is more like it. Yep. My life is going perfectly.
What up? That's no, I mean... Yeah, you're right. I guess.
Yeah, I was like, yo, man, this guy's fumbling so bad right now.
Nah, I think he's right. I think he's right. He's trying to escape. Some people don't want to watch all that emotional bullshit. Some people want to watch John Wick and The Matrix. You know what I mean?
That's fair, but there's room for all of it.
I mean, if you're trying to get some, fuck yeah, you know.
Then you should say you love The Notebook.
I fucking love The Notebook.
The Notebook. What else is another one? We got
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
No, that's a real fucking harsh movie. No,
just go with it.
Cuties on Netflix.
FBI, open up!
No, what are some sentimental movies?
You got fucking 31st Dates.
500 Days of Summer.
500 Days of
That's
Summer.
a good movie.
That's a good ass
I
movie.
feel like that's when romantic movies started becoming cool because they were like kind of like anti-romance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's
they were edgy, you know.
But why do like okay, I respect women, right? But why do
He respects women, guys.
the more we say it, the worse. Okay, why do people like that? why do people like anti-romance?
I mean, I think in general people just like conflict, like and
Right.
in terms of looking for a story, like
But you see 500 Days of Summer, right? And you think of it as like, oh, finally a movie that is so real compared to what the narrative was for romance movies to begin with. But then you look at and watch 500 Days of Summer, and nothing is like that. There's nothing like Paul Rudd, and I forget her name, that looks like Katy Perry and the other girl. You know?
Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe Deschanel. There you go. That's not a real, like, oh, what music do you like? I like the Smiths. And then, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Some people be like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care what. That's not the main thing I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I like in terms of realism and things
exactly.
like that.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think there were like during that time you also had movies like Perks of Being a Wallflower and things like that.
And that movie
and,
kind of
like,
sucked. That was a cancer movie, right? And everything.
No, that wasn't the cancer movie. No, that was.
It was
No, that the. What cancer movie you thinking about?
Saving Private Ryan.
Perks of Being a Wallflower is it's got Ezra Miller in it, our biggest fan.
Oh yeah.
But it's just about it's like a coming of age movie.
About Fault in My Stars.
Bruh, this fucking dude. Fall in My Stars. This fucking.
That's the cancer movie. That's sad. That's actually kind of sad.
Yes.
Because there's a book.
He reads, guys. He's reading a book.
I
about
actually
fruit.
do read now. Joyland, Stephen King. Read it. It's not even that great, but it's so good. What is Perks of Being a Wallflower again?
That's it's a coming of age movie. It's like some kid. I think he transfers schools or some shit. He's like trying to make friends. It stars Logan Herman, if I remember his name correctly.
Okay.
He's Percy Jackson.
I never watched Percy Jackson. I haven't read it either.
You fucking
Yeah.
you say you read, man. You say this guy says he reads, hasn't read Percy Jackson. That's crazy.
And I definitely had the book in my house. I definitely had it at school.
Yo, man, I got. Oh wait, that's the other series. Where is it? I got you right here.
Percy
I got,
Jackson. Is it that good? Nah, my shit was Series of Unfortunate Events.
That shit was also
that
good.
Shit was so. I remember one day I didn't go to school. Everybody was so mad at me, and I couldn't watch TV or nothing. I was like, "Fuck!" So I had to read, and I read the third book of Series of Unfortunate Events in one sitting. Damn. It was awesome. I'd much rather have watched TV. But it was so good. It was so good, man. And when the movie came out with Jim Carrey, oh, come on.
I like rewatched that movie growing up. It doesn't hold up.
Man, I was thinking about the other day because I heard about Kangaroo Jack again. And I loved that movie as a kid. And then I just thinking
Also doesn't hold up.
I was like, man, I don't want to watch these movies again because I'm going to have to come to terms with myself and
That
say,
is a trash
what was
movie.
But some are really... But it was always a trash movie.
I mean, yeah,
right?
that it's just we were kids and didn't know better. We
I'll
were
probably
like,
still
"This
laugh.
shit's crazy.
I'll probably still laugh.
Yeah, we just rewatched Inspector Gadget.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Is
Dude,
it good? Is
that
it hold
shit's
up?
ass.
Oh, my God. I love that movie.
I
man.
will say, though, the CGI, like the special effects, are actually pretty all right for its time.
But I think that's where we differ because I think Mouse Hunt was very funny to me and very good. And I think that's where my humor is for nostalgia reasons. You know what I mean?
Like I will say, I liked Inspector Gadget more than I liked Mouse Hunt. I'll say that much. But
fair enough.
Like,
I can't hate on
I'll
that.
take it. You know what?
Can't hate. All right, I got this topic right here, right?
Do it.
And these are less quick. We'll go a little longer on this one, but we couldn't do two, so we'll do one half.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I showed you some Trick Daddy songs, right?
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who Trick Daddy is, but I knew that one song that he had that played that was like, oh, I know the song.
Yeah. Oh, I know this
I
one.
know this one. He's pretty big. He's been out forever, right? But this article came out. What's the day? 24th. So it came out on the 13th. My bad. This mic has to be in front of my face. So he has faced some criticism recently, right?
Ooh.
Right. They said
He doesn't respect women.
I'm not even gonna say what they asked him. I'm just gonna read his response, right?
Ooh.
I don't know his voice, so I'm just gonna do my own voice. He said, "I'm trying to figure out how Afro got in front of my motherfucking race. I never been to Africa, Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa, right?" So he said he was born in Golds, Florida, and shouted out Pork and Beans Projects in Liberty City.
I thought you were gonna do your own voice. What the fuck was that, huh?
I thought that was my voice.
Pork and beans. 1 quarter portion.
He looks like what that sounds like. He looks like a bean. My bad, Trick Daddy.
That's funny. He is a bean.
He said, what the, he said, okay, I've heard Africa's a beautiful place, and I know it's the motherland.
Yeah.
But he said that his maternal lineage is not from the continent. He says, quote, I ain't never been to Africa. Ain't thinking about going there. He's Jadakiss now. Ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place, yes. And I know it's the motherland, yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America's real true land is right here on U.S. soils. That's what he said, right? Let me get a hell. Bro, you timed that so perfectly. I need you to play when you. I need you to simultaneously play, or maybe full screen you putting your arms in that and me being like, "Oh." I've never seen patriotism at that. That was great. So the comments and everything was like. The comments were like racial identity, blah blah blah, right? And he said, "What voice should I do?" He said, "My grandmother ain't never tell me about." Okay, nah, I gotta do the regular voice. I don't even know if he sounds like this. He said, "My grandmother ain't never tell me not one motherfucking story about Africa. I don't know nothing about Africa. All I know is the only African people I run into. They think they better than us over here." Trick said. "So what? You." Inaudible, worried about me saying that I'm not African? I'm just American. What's wrong with you? and then he said, and he also said, and fuck your motherfucking podcast.
and then they were like,
Daddy, chill.
He said, and fuck your motherfucking podcast. Fuck your show. He said, don't bring my motherfucking name up. I don't know you bitches. I'm still not saying you names. This is all real. This is all real. And then when back in 2016, he had some controversial comments. He said, Trick claimed that black women were, quote, useless and needed to, quote, tighten up compared to white and Latino women. He said, and I quote, he said, these Spanish, these white hoes, they just getting finer than a motherfucker.
"Oh my god, dude!"
He said, y'all black hoes better tighten up. These Spanish. He said, these Spanish and these white hoes getting very spiffy on y'all. They fuck around, learn how to fry chicken. You hoes is useless.
Oh my god, dude! Holy shit!
And this is all what I'm reading off here.
I knew it. He doesn't respect the women.
Trick Daddy does definitely not respect black women. But this is actually, I never watched the video. This is the
Trying to
video.
figure out how Afro get in front of my mother race. I ain't never been to Afro Con. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. I ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yeah. And I know it's the motherland, yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America's real true land is right here in the U.S. soils.
I was waiting for that.
Damn it. I'm sorry. I fucked up. No.
It's okay. The first one was way funnier than the second one would ever be. I need you to watch that back, Javi. It was so bad. I'm sure in the video my eyes will slow motion go. It was so fucking funny. Yeah, so what are your thoughts?
Boy, let me tell you my thoughts, you know.
No, I thought that was such a random story because it came up and it's from Complex Magazine, right?
Okay.
So, you know, whatever you think of that magazine is you. I was like, who wrote this down? Like,
who is this PR?
Who quoted this? Like, what's the whole point of this video?
I think in general that like That's just crazy. Like that's like some shit like Kanye would say, like straight up. And like,
but I think Kanye. Okay, you're right. That's some crazy shit.
and like, it makes me think about this article. I think I've like brought it up to you before in the past. I once read this really amazing article by Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's an amazing author.
Okay,
you should definitely check out one of his books.
He got a book about food.
No, it's all about black people.
Oh,
but
okay.
Because he really likes to put a racial lens on everything, and so he wrote an amazing article about Kanye and this sort of idea of black identity in America.
Okay,
and the article was titled "I'm Not Black, I'm Kanye," and it was a sort of like he was really dissecting Kanye. Like, it was really interesting. I was like,
"You gotta send me the article. I want to read that."
Yeah, it was
because Jay-Z has the thing that I'm not black, I'm OJ.
I don't think I've heard of that.
So I think it originates from OJ saying, I think he said that in the past. OJ, he's like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Let me look it up, because I want to get that right.
Yeah,
OJ saying, but anyway, in the album, he basically starts out saying that JC says, I'm not black, I'm OJ, and then it starts out, okay, that's how like the whole first line goes.
Okay, so he's kind of like going like against what OJ like was saying or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, because we can't play the song, I guess. But right here, look. Oh, well, this is Cuba Gooding Jr.
Okay,
kind of redoing it. You ever seen the OJ show?
The OJ show. I know
the reenactment of the whole thing that happened.
Oh, the on FX. I haven't seen it. No, but I hear it's really
so
fucking good.
I
wish I could answer.
Let's just answer. Listen.
Obviously, as you know.
Careful with the can.
At around 120. Okay. Main yard. Listen, I can't follow you. You don't know what you're talking about. All my best friends were black. When I got married, if you look at the group of people who were standing next to me, the majority of them were black. Half of my wedding was black. So I mean, you ask questions when you don't know what you're talking about. You're just throwing things out there, and you happen to be ignorant to the subject that you're talking about. I was just as happy then as I am now, and if my future is one of poverty or whatever, I think the people around me are happy, and I think I can get along just fine.
Did you need this honorarium for these people?
I can, whatever you want to send me, I need. Whatever you send me, I could use.
Oh, whatever.
I guess not.
I just know Cuba Gooding Jr. said it.
Yeah, because I mean, in general, I think that whole conversation of like black identity in America is super interesting. And like, I've read one book. I forget.
We can cut that out, by the way.
Yeah, I've read one book. This one, The Outsider by Richard Wright. It's a really good like existential book about just like being black in America and just like it. I think it's, I know I always joke around about like me being black and this and that. Yeah, like. And even to what he says, I know you do. Even to what this dude was saying about like, Africa's motherland, this and that. It's like, boy, if you look at my ancestry, it's all from Africa.
Yeah, I think it's a very, that's why I think that's why it's so funny. When you say something so funny, I think it really compresses it down to like, oh, it's so funny and mature, blah, blah. But I think you can also look at things through a lens where it's like, why do you think I'm laughing so much? Because obviously, like, bro, like, look at your ancestry and this and that. Like, it doesn't take like a genius to figure out like where you were originally from. And I guess you personally weren't from Africa. Like, that makes sense. But I think of us in terms of people and lineage and blood and this and that. Like, you all stem from something. You know what I mean? Even Mexicans being indigenous or like, but we all.
That's why we have the word indigenous. Like, that's just straight up.
And then just even like again back to the food thing where sugarcane came from. Like, I think it started in New Guinea and then it spread from west and east. And the Polynesians traveled from a certain area during something AD, like 300 AD, and they went further. They brought it together. They emigrated and they brought like food and blah, blah, blah. And they brought the sugarcane with them, eventually bringing it to Hawaii, which is now in Oahu or something like that. This is what I learned from the book, you know what I mean?
And he actually fucking retained it.
Yeah, which is crazy because I never retained this shit. But I think it's so interesting how, I mean, this is funny as hell. I think regardless of how you look at things, this is funny as hell. But I do think one of the most interesting movie experiences I ever had was when I went to go watch I Am Not Your Negro. You ever seen that movie?
I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
You should watch it. And we were way too young to watch it because we had no idea. But thankfully, I think it was me and Tim or somebody else. But we went to go watch it, and we left like. No, I'm kidding. No, we left. We didn't understand as much because we were way too young to grasp it. But there was visuals there and like a certain tone that really kind of like, transported you to like what he was trying to say. And I think that's why I like The Five Bloods a lot because like I think for someone who has no idea what it was like to live during the Vietnam War, you get this perspective of Spike Lee, who is obviously very old now, and then just this like in look into like what older people who have experienced it, who are black in Trump's America, you know what I mean, perceive their world as, and how maybe my next topic is the election. So that, kind of shifting into it, how like Trump did get a lot of the black vote, and how maybe they feel more seen than a party who is primarily focused on helping people outside this country than within, not that I have a side. I really don't have any political affiliation. For me, I could care less, and I'm happy that I chose to opt out of really focusing on that. But I think that's the more interesting part of like all this, because I think like probably black people are fed up, you know what I mean? And they just want to be heard. And I think that like, you can. What's it? Trump said, I've done more than black people than Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, you know what I mean? In like a full black crowd, but like. People want that energy, I guess. If you're black and you're in this country, you're like, all right, so back it up. Like I want to see the results, and so
I mean, I'll circle back on the black identity thing and go to like my thoughts on like the election stuff, but just like the whole black identity thing in America, especially, I've always found that super interesting. Of just like I don't know what it's like to be black. I'm sorry. It's just like,
me neither, by the way.
He's not black. He respects women.
I look like this.
But I've always found it super interesting, especially here in America, like the black experience and like what it's like to kind of go through that, and like not even to try to like put it on a super microscopic lens, but it's I think it's just an interesting topic. And
me too.
Even with that article that I was mentioning, like Ta-Nehisi Coates, a black man himself, like talked a lot about how like, when it comes to fame and fortunes, being a celebrity, he doesn't think anyone can ever handle that.
Nah, I don't think so either. That must be crazy.
Yeah, and that for people like even like Kanye, it's like, he looks like a superstar and whatever, but it's like clearly like he can't handle it. Like no one can handle it.
And he's so coated with celebrityism that even his outbursts of insanity, that could be cries of help or could be like real episodes, like they're all just molded into they're meme, and they're molded into this like, well, he's a genius, he has to be this way. And it's like, that would be crazy to be going through one of the hardest moments of your life, and then people are just saying like, you're meant to be this way. Like that's what makes music so good. Or I don't know if you've seen this, but when he ran for president and cried on stage because he's like, I almost killed my daughter, aborted her and stuff like that. But he was crying on stage and stuff like that, and he was off his pills or some shit like that. So like stuff like that is insane, man.
And in that article, he talked a lot about like, because no one can really handle being a celebrity or having that fame and fortune. That's like, for someone like Kanye, like a black man in America, it gives this sense of like, it's almost like a paradox. It's like you hate the attention but love the attention. And it's just, you don't want to be perceived as like a black individual. You want to just be perceived as Kanye. And it's like it's almost like an out of body experience of like, I'm not what you perceive me as. I am something else.
But like, Kanye, regardless, is a black man in America, elevated to a certain extent way past race. I think you don't look at
that's a topic for sure.
You don't look at Kanye West as a person, and you don't look at Kanye West and think about his like physical features unless it's like, a change in them drastically. I think
like he doesn't even really rap about like race and things like that.
But you really think of him as this idea, right? Now more than ever, you think of him as this idea, as an influence, and as like a cultural impact, right? Which is like, when you say those three things, it's like, oh yeah. But then you're like, why didn't you say as a person? So the last thing you think of him is as a person, and because of that, you don't really focus on his race. You know what I mean? And it's like why this is, I think this is true. Like, there's a lot of racist white people out there, right? But if they see like a regular black man walking down the street, they'll be a little more like worried. But if they see like Chief Keef walking down the street, they're like, "Oh shit, it's Chief Keef!" And it's like, why is there that difference? Like, of this separation of a black man versus a famous black man, this and that. Like, you expect a different outcome, or maybe you're just being logical and saying, well, because he has this level of fame, he has more things to worry about in terms of repercussions. There, no, right?
Yeah.
But I think white people are only comfortable around certain black people. You know, maybe to an extent, I don't know, but that's, I think, an idea that's true.
No, I mean,
you know?
I think a lot of that, because I was gonna relate that to the election stuff, which is like, you know, we saw that a lot of black male like people voted for Trump
and Hispanics, which is weird.
Yeah. But it's just I think like that whole idea of like wanting to be outside of who you're presented or perceived. Whoa.
Go.
I think like
we're talking real right now.
I think like outside of being wanting to be perceived by the world as a certain thing or image or race or color or whatever, I think like people who feel that way, that don't want to be perceived like as a black person or whatever, like relate to that with Trump, who like basically tried to rebuild himself as like a celebrity turned politician or whatever. And it's like no one takes him serious, this and that. Like I've had plenty of conversations with people who like think that like people like think that other world leaders like Putin and Kim Jong-un are afraid of Trump. And I'm just like,
I don't think anybody's afraid of Trump in terms of world leaders.
And I'm like, boy,
I think if you're a world leader, you are not afraid of anybody till the end. Like you will die with your, like, if you're running a world like that, you're gonna die at the end, unless you're really a bitch. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna die at the end believing what you believe.
Yeah,
like Kim Jong Un will die. No, I mean he could know the truth about everything, but he could die knowing that like I knew the truth about everything, but I'm still the one in control, and you're gonna kill me. You know, like my whole country's gonna come after you the second I'm dead, and they will.
Yeah.
if somebody assassinates Trump, half of those voters not going to fight. Like if Russia assassinated Trump, half the voters, I gotta go to the college game next week. I can't go.
I'll see you at the game next week, right, Joe?
I will wear my hat. I will, I love this country, but I got gout.
Start wearing head bandages in solidarity.
These North Koreans, they don't give a fuck, bro. You fuck with their dictator, they will come and kill you,
like,
bro, because they're scared of their lineage.
I tell people like, yo, you're really telling me that the guy that like rides a bear shirtless through like the frozen lakes of Russia fishing is afraid of Trump?
Like, Russia just used hypersonic missiles against Ukraine the other day. I don't know if you heard about that. It was the first time. And basically the sum up of that is that I think they're willing to use it again, or they're about to. They got them from France, if I'm not mistaken.
The fuck?
And the way the missiles were described in the article is a little like what for me. But basically, they have the effects as catastrophic as nuclear, not with the nuclear radiation, but in terms of like deterioration of a country is just as similar.
Wow.
So it's so crazy, man. But
I mean, I think in general, just like, similar to you, I don't have any political affiliation. I just, and we are not just saying that, Jonathan, but it's just like, I'm actually writing a story about like my whole reaction and stuff to like the results of the election, and that should be coming out in January. And a lot of what I put in that story is a lot of what I actually feel towards all of this. Where it's just, I think more than anything, at the end of the day, we just need to spread love. Like I think I posted it on my story of like the day after the results. It was like a picture of Kirby, and Kirby's just like,
one day at a time or some shit like
it was something like today I will take control of the things that I can take control of.
There we go, some shit like that.
And it's just like I think that's something a lot of people have been stressing themselves out too much about, where it's like, yes, this like is not preferable for a lot of people. It's just, but what are we gonna do just crying about it all day? Let's try to do something positive and churn something with this energy and do something good for the world. Let's make each other happy.
I agree. I think we got 5 minutes left, I think so, and I want to do this. So Trump just won.
He just did it.
He won, and it's crazy. I'll tell you quick, right? I was at a pool place, and I was just watching the election. I was with my pool teammate, right? He's a black man. He's like 40 years old. And he's like, "Did you vote?" I said, "No, I didn't vote." I said, "Did you?" He's like, "Nah, I didn't either." And he said, who would you have wanted to win? And I was like, shit, Kamala. And he was like, "Why?" I was like, "Because she's a woman." And he paused, and I was like, "And she's black?" And then he looks at me and he says, "She's not black." And then he proceeds to go
Wow.
on for like 10 minutes saying all the things I've seen on Instagram that somebody I know has going on to show like Kamala isn't black. She's just trying to get the black vote, pretending she's black. All the memes I see, like collard greens. I used to make collard greens in the bathtub. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. You know what I mean? And the one opinion I've heard that I think is really no, I'm kidding. The one opinion that I've heard that's really like true is that like the Republicans are truthful with terms of where their opinion is at to some extent. I don't want to say truthful, just like realistic. And I think the Democrats act like everything's okay. Like they think, like basically, if the Democrats just agree that like there's something wrong happening,
Right.
but they want to view it as like, no, we're okay, and we're not at all separationists, but we do exclude this one group, which is the Trump people. You know what I mean?
I mean,
if the Democrats accepted Trump people, it would be better.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general that whole like idea of like, not excluding them entirely is super crucial. If just like me even trying to say like, we just need to spread love more than anything, where it's like I think more than anything, people shouldn't look down on the other person for their political beliefs or anything.
Never.
I think it should be a conversation. I think it should just be always like mature and as much as you can be. I know it's hard. Yeah. But it's just like,
because there are ignorant people who say ignorant things, but like you're the one preaching, not you, but like, respect and maturity. Be that then, like be the one that when you hear that, you don't gotta fucking take a photo of this guy and get him fired, and be like, oh, this is justice. Like you're a vigilante now.
Yeah. Like there's a limit. There are limits to being petty.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and don't get me wrong, there's people who should be called out on their shit, but there's there's like how you handle it as yourself. Like, are you really a humanitarian when you can't like revenge is your main focus when you feel discomfort? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a little odd.
I think in general, like I had this conversation with someone before who wasn't actually aware of this, that at some point in history, the Republican and Democratic parties, like their beliefs were reversed.
Oh yeah, I think the KKK was part of the Democratic Party at one point, which is way further back and everything. But that's obviously history evolving.
Yeah, and it's just when I brought that up to this person, they were like, "Nah, no way, nah, that's not true." I'm just like, it literally is. Like I'm not just like bullshitting, dude.
That's for sure a thing.
And like I brought this up to this guy because I was just like, hey, what you believe in today is like from the Republican Party and this and that is stuff that like the Democrats believed in like this long ago, whatever. And like all this Republican Democratic stuff, red versus blue, is all just
mumbo jumbo type.
It's just they're just words. Like we all want the same thing. We all want to be good in this country. So why don't, instead of yelling at each other, why don't we talk?
And the stirring up of controversy through those commercials that were crazy, those were used to just gain votes. Like you think, like Trump, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I heard some of his speech saying that we're gonna get the scientific term of he and she to be the only ones that recognize gender and this and that. But like that's really not on his agenda, because I feel like he doesn't really care about that. Like you don't run for president, have control of the free world, and say like I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure they call each other. Because once he's gone, like, or during his presidency, people are still doing their own thing. And I think Neil deGrasse Tyson told Ben Shapiro, he was like, it was a big conversation, but he was like, overall, sociologically, and I think with the viewpoint of saying that things happen naturally, you could look at it through a scientific lens. Regardless, it's just interesting to watch it evolve, and if it occurs in society, naturally, then it's something to be worth observing, regardless of your opinion. You know, and I think, man. But there's so like, once you look past just winning, there is like we this is our president. Like I think one thing I came to terms with when I saw the electoral map, which is the electoral system is so dumb to me. But once I saw it, I was like, okay, most people want this guy. Yeah. Let's work with it then. I hate the guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, personally, I hate him because I think the way he gains attention is very malicious. But I think what are we gonna do right now if you are paying attention and participating? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that's like to kind of like end it off. It's just kind of like, I think that's what it is. It's like so many people are still hung up on the results and not like trying to figure out what to do with the next step. And the next step is do what you can to show that like how you feel, but do it in a positive, constructive way. Don't go out there and attack people or yell at your friends or like cut people off or just don't do that. Just like
represent what you want in the best way you can, right?
Yeah, just be human with one another. It's just, I think that's like the most important thing, and I think a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to argue.
And scream. I think screaming is the biggest thing nowadays, and it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, I think I last thing I'll say, I just had someone say to me that their New Year's goal is to be more passive, and I told them I was just like, hey, like, it doesn't have to be for the next year. Like, that's something you can start working on now, whatever. And they were like, that's true. It's just, like, it's just, they said something, I forget what exactly, but I just kind of ended it like, but being passive, like trying to like be the bigger person sometimes is not easy. Yeah. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it.
And we would all just perish to the ones that aren't passive. I think you could be vocal and participate while also like I just think just chill, like
daddy chill.
And to finalize what I'll say, and very quickly, just next time you speak to somebody and they got like a Make America Great hat or like their pronouns in their chest, like those are just items that just say certain things about people, but like you don't have to bring any of those things up, and just have a conversation, just be like, yo. And it's gonna be
those Mets,
100%. But I think it's gonna be very interesting to see people's reactions, because I think the first time it was very grave and like exaggerated. And I think this time people are just tired, and so I hope nothing good comes from it. I think the first couple of months is gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, depending on who you are, what you are, to be a rich guy. But I think, man, last thing I'll say, I'm gonna just be chilling the whole presidency, bro.
Just fucking.
I didn't even mean to bring that up, but I'm just gonna be a chill guy.
Just a couple of chill
Next
guys.
time somebody brings a president to me, I'm gonna just be like, bro, I'm just a chill guy, just trying to enjoy my drink at this establishment.
Just like, because it happened again, but we're really on.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
But just gotta be a chill guy.
It's gotta be a chill guy about it, and that's why I wanted to bring it up in right now, because it was interesting to bring up, rather than just blah 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 blah. Just be like, I think this is the perfect place to just be like, man, if you're not taking it like this, get the fuck out of my way, dog. Because I'm just trying to. I still gotta go to work. That's the first thing I said when he went. I was like, I still gotta go to fucking work.
Yeah,
you know.
If he doesn't get any bigger because of him.
If you don't text my tips though, shit, you might be seeing me with the red hat.
I was drinking some soju. I was like, I saw the imported label on the soju. I was like, we need to drink as much soju as possible before he gets inaugurated.
Trump is like, get out. All right, best Trump impression before we go. You go.
So welcome. Thank you so much for coming to the show, folks. Thank you so much. We are one of the best shows, one of the best shows out there. I have so many great people to thank, like my good co-host here, Frankie.
Kamala. What a loser. This show, gay. Nah, I'm completely copying Shane Gillis. I seen Shane Gillis at the stand. He just basically got on stage. He has a perfect Trump impression. He's like, New York is gay. You're gay.
That's fucking funny.
It was the funniest shit. This place is gay. Kamala. Shane Gillis is one of the funniest people alive. That's props to him. I'm not taking this shit.
But that was the show,
folks.
That was
the show. That was a fun one. I will say so myself. I gotta take a piss.
I bet you fucking do, buddy.
Shout out to social.
Lagunitas. I got you.
You got me. All right, let me take a.
So the Frankie's out, but thank you so much, guys. We are so thankful for all y'all. Thank you for another awesome year. We got some more episodes coming out for you. Fucking make sure. What? Frankie is so thankful. He respects women, and he is so thankful for every single one of our female listeners. Thank you so much, guys, especially all of y'all. I'm talking to you, especially. Come on. But thank you so much, guys. Have a great fucking Thanksgiving. When this comes out, Thanksgiving will already be over. But follow us on the socials. Earth My Matter Pod on Instagram. Earth My Matter on YouTube. Earth My Matter on Instagram. No, Earth My Matter Pod on Instagram. Earth My Matter on TikTok. There we go. I got it. I did it. Later.